of these glasses because they're really annoying, but they're cute and I like them, so I'm gonna wear them again. Y'all, I went crazy this month. I went absolutely bonkers this month, and by bonkers I mean I read 4 books. Yes, I only read 4 books this month. We are doing amazing. We're doing well. Listen, it's been a really busy month for me and I've been in a bit of like a book slump. I just haven't wanted to read. I've been wanting to, you know, rot in bed and either watch The Bear or watch TikTok. I just haven't been in the reading mood this month, but I think 4 is still decent for the mood that I was in this month. Anyways, it's July 1st, so obviously we're gonna be doing a wrap up. I finished 1 book last night, so just, you know, thank me for that because it would have been a 3-book wrap up if I didn't finish it last night, so you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I know you were waiting for that. Anyways, let's go ahead and just get right into the reading wrap up, and then at the end of today's video, stay tuned because since this is going to be such a short wrap up and that's kind of the premise of this video, I decided to tack on my July TBR / my July hopefuls at the end of this, so stay tuned for that. The first book I finished in June was Caught Up by Liz Tomford. This is the Windy series. I always call it the Windy series. The Windy City series. It is a collection of interconnected standalone sports romance books. This one in particular was baseball, which I was so excited for. It was baseball, it was single dad trope. The female main character loves to bake, and so I was very, very excited for it, but unfortunately it just wasn't my favorite in the series so far. Like I said, in this book, we're following Kai, who's our male main character. He is the star pitcher for his baseball team. Unfortunately, he has I guess not unfortunately, but he does have a son that he is the only caregiver for, so is very protective of him as well. So he is always firing each nanny. Like every time a nanny comes to watch his kid while he is practicing or playing a game, they end up getting fired. And so his coach puts his foot down and is like, you're the best, you know, pitcher on our team. Like, we need you here. You're gonna have to stick with a nanny, and I'm making your nanny my daughter. So his daughter comes and nannies Kai's son, and that is our female main character. She's trying to kind of take a break from her job. She is like a baking chef who gets hired at these like very high-end restaurants to craft recipes for their dessert, for their like dessert menu. So she is kind of in a slump. She wants to be closer to her dad for a year that she takes off of doing any of this baking stuff. She's like kind of world renowned, but she's just in her head a lot. And so that is why she is watching Kai's son kind of to be closer to her dad, to get a little bit of a break. I gave this 3.5 stars because I did really like it. It just wasn't my favorite in the series. It's been a while since I've read this, so it's like hard for me to form my opinion on this. I really liked our female main character in this, Miller. I also just don't think like the single dad trope is necessarily for me. I don't really like kids, so I don't really care. Like that was kind of like the like mushy gooey part of this book, like, you know, developing feelings for someone else's kid and like loving them like your own. And I just did not care. I'm so sorry, that sounds so bad, but I just don't like kids. So I didn't really care, but I still liked their relationship. I loved the baseball aspect of it. I used to play softball, so this is like right up my alley. It was so cute. I love her romances. I love the sports romances. Next, I read Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. This is also kind of an interconnected standalone series. The first book is Not in Love, and that is my favorite Ali Hazelwood book of all time. In this book, we're following Maya Kilgore, whose brother is Eli, who is in the first book. And Eli owns like a huge like science-y business with Connor Harkness and a few other of their friends that like met in college. Like they're all like STEM people. So they own this huge like science-y thingy. I don't really know what it is, in Austin, Texas. Maya is his little sister. Connor is like a little bit older. So the setting of this book is them going to Italy for Eli, Maya's brother's wedding. So it is like a destination summery vibe. When she gets there, she kind of realizes that she still has like these feelings for Connor. He came and helped her in a time of need. But this is very heavily, you know, thrown to you as an age gap romance. That's why it's called problematic summer romance. I think they're like 10 or 15 years apart. And so like they just keep going back and forth like, I'm too old for you, like there's a power imbalance, yada yada yada. I ended up giving this book 3 stars because obviously it's Ali Hazelwood. I still enjoyed it. It did take me a little bit long to finish. I don't think that is the book's fault at all. I was just, like I said, in a book slump. But the longer it takes me to finish a book, most of the time it's a little less memorable for me, so I'm probably gonna rate it a little bit lower. Also just did not like the way Connor was in this book. He just kept going on and on about how he's so much older than her and yada yada. Like, it was good for Ali Hazelwood to write about how there can be a power imbalance between a relationship between someone that's like young, a lot younger, a lot older. So I get it, but also like he just wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. Like, she is grown, like she's like 22 in this book or something like that, 23. I don't know, it's just like, I get it. I think that was like kind of like the like building anticipation side of it, but I was just getting bored because I was like, okay girl, like let's put that in the past. Let's kiss. Let's hold hands. Let's hug. Let's do something. My third book I read / listened to, My Next Breath by Jeremy Renner. This is Jeremy Renner's memoir, recounting the incident that happened during the new year in 2023, I think. If you don't know, Jeremy Renner is a pretty famous actor. I know him from the Marvel Universe. He's Hawkeye in the Avengers, so I feel like that's where a lot of people mostly know him from. But anyways, in 2023, he got into a snowcat accident where he got like crushed underneath the snowcat. And so I vaguely remember when that news, like the headline came out. And so when I saw that this book was out, I knew I wanted to listen to it because that is just really crazy. And to be honest, this gave me a whole nother perspective on not just the incident, but Jeremy Renner himself. Like a couple years ago when it came out, like it was like, ooh, like that's so sad. But like when he is recounting like the actual steps of what happened and like going into detail, I literally was like, it was making me a little bit queasy. Like it was like kind of gross. So definitely check trigger warnings if you are wanting to get into this. I did listen to it because I'm a sucker for a memoir where the author reads their own book. It just makes it feel more like they're recounting their story rather than reading a book to you. So I really, really enjoyed it. I feel like between me and Shane, it has always been kind of a joke that like Hawkeye is like kind of, you know, measly. Like he's not like the Avenger that everyone remembers and stuff like that. But after this book, I have a new profound respect for Jeremy Renner. Like it was just so crazy what he went through and how fast he was able to recover. Like obviously he's rich and recovery and the best medical team are gonna be, he's gonna be able to afford that. Still like really amazing. And so I definitely recommend. It is probably my favorite memoir I've read to date. I love reading memoirs / listening to them. I think that they're super fun and can be very insightful. I also think that this book itself had some really great life lessons. Therefore, I ended up giving it 5 stars. I know a lot of people don't rate memoirs. I do because it's a book. It's something someone's trying to sell you, and so you know, gotta respect that you're gonna get reviews and ratings. So I do rate memoirs. I gave it 5 stars. I think it was very well written. The timeline that he goes through wasn't confusing. It was very well laid out. Listening to it was just a whole nother like ball game for me. He like, you can hear him laughing and crying and choking up, and it's just, it was really, really cool. And then my 4th and final book of June was Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I already have a copy of this. It's just a special edition, and so I didn't want to read through the special edition because I didn't want it to get all messed up. So I was waiting for it to become available at my public library. So that is why it's all shiny and stuff like that. If you know Ali Hazelwood, this book is really no different. It is a semi-STEM romance. This one is a little bit more heavily a sports romance, I guess, because both of the main characters are athletes. Our female main character is a diver and our male main character is a swimmer. In this book, we follow Scarlett. Like I said, she is a diver. She becomes friends with one of the other divers on her team. They become a lot closer. Her name is Penn. She breaks up with her 7-year boyfriend, Lucas, who is the swimmer. Because he's a little bit too kinky for her. She just doesn't feel comfortable. And then they get to talking. Scarlett tells her like, oh, like those are the kind of things I'm into, yada yada. So they kind of get set up, but also like there was just kind of always this attraction between them. So they get kind of set up through their friend slash ex, Penn. This book is heavily marketed as a very kinky, spicy book. Was it spicy? Yes. Was it kinky? No. Like at the beginning, she puts a little author's note about exploring kinks. And so if you're not into that, like you can like choose to not read it. But I will say that I don't think they explored the kinks very explicitly. It was more so like verbally. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I don't think that this was the kinkiest book ever, which is fine. I don't really care for those kind of books. I only read it because of Ali Hazelwood. But I think that I enjoyed it more because it was like a little bit less, you know, dirty, spicy, whatever you want to call it. But if you're scared to pick this one up because you've heard so much about it being really dirty, I don't think it is. Like, I think it's pretty on par with her other book, Not in Love. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I just didn't really care for their relationship. I think that it was very surface level, very sexual. Also, I didn't like how much Penn, the friend, was like such a huge role in this book. Like, I feel like it made sense at first, but then things were being put aside and things were being said just for Penn's sake because she used to date Lucas. So I don't know, I wasn't vibing with it that much. I was very, very excited for this one because supposedly Ali Hazelwood's favorite book that she's written so far. Just, it didn't hit for me. I did really like reading about like swimmers and divers. I think that that's really fun and obviously different. I also get a little cameo from another Ali Hazelwood book in this book. Not gonna say who, I'm not gonna spoil it, but you'll literally know when you know. It just kind of felt a little bit flat for me. It was also very, very long. I feel like there's so much in this book that could have been cut in half. It was just really, really long. And there's this one main problem that Scarlett goes through since the beginning of this book. She's not able to perform the way she wants because of something that happened in the past. And it's kind of like this major theme throughout the whole book. And then it's like one day she overcomes that like fear and then it's like fine. And so I don't know, it felt a little bit rushed to be wrapped up. Well, those were the 4 books that I read in June. So let's just go ahead and rapid fire these hopefuls that I want to read in July. So starting with the book that I think I'm literally gonna start tonight is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I'm so excited to read this. I've never read a Rachel Gillig book. I know that One Dark Window is such a huge book on here, and so I'm very excited. Sorry, wait. Much better. Okay. I know that her other books are really big on here, are very popular. Also the sprayed edges, just something about the sprayed edges make me really excited. I am a big hater of every book having sprayed edges nowadays, but they did this one right. They really did. It's so cute. I'm just kind of in like a fantasy mood right now. Obviously this month I literally only read romances pretty much. So I feel like I need a little bit of a break, especially after 2 Ali Hazelwood books that kind of disappointed me. Not like a lot, they're still really good. I need something to hype me up, I guess. I need to get out of the slump, and I do think I have high hopes, which is a little bit scary. I hope I'm not like setting it up for failure. Next, I have Play Along by Liz Tomford. This is the next book in the Windy City series. I got it right this time. You're so welcome. This is also a baseball romance. We're actually following Isaiah, who is Kai's, the one in Caught Up that I read this month's brother. So that is who we're following in this one. I'm very excited. It has Las Vegas on it, which is super exciting. I'm very, very excited. I didn't really love Isaiah's character. I know a lot of people love Isaiah's character. in Caught Up, and so they were really excited when this came out. I didn't really like his character. Like, not like disliked him, but I didn't really care for him, so I'm excited to try it. I'm very excited. I already know who the female main character is going to be because they both make an appearance in Caught Up, and I'm really excited. I think this is a lot of people's favorites. So this one is also on a very, very high pedestal this month. Third of all, I have Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is literally the only Emily Henry book I haven't read yet. I don't know why, I just haven't read it. I know I'm a little bit behind, and I do think I'm gonna like this one because I think a lot of people who like Happy Place like this one. I don't know. I've seen very mixed reviews of Emily Henry rankings, and so that's also another reason why I want to finish this so that I can do my Emily Henry tier ranking, because I think I know, but I can't do the ranking without reading this one, because what if this one's my favorite? And then last but not least, I have A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. I picked this book up a while ago and I read a few chapters and then put it down. Not because I didn't like it, I just wasn't in the mood for it at the time. I've read The 7 Year Slip by her and I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'm a magical realism romance girly, so we're gonna put it to the test. We're gonna read this one. I have her newest release that came out like last week. I think it's called Sounds Like Love. It's coming in the mail. So before I read that one, I kind of want to give myself a go at this one. This one has a really cool premise. I'm pretty sure our female main character gets stuck inside of her favorite books, like, world. Okie dokie guys, that is my wrap up slash my July hopefuls video for you guys. I don't know if I'll get to all of these. We are gonna try. I'm feeling like I'm coming out of my book slump. Like, we were here and I feel like we're on the come up. So I'm excited. Let me know down below what you read in the month of June. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.